Have you been to the crossing points?
No.
When were you last there at all?
I've never been.
You've never been?
Well, am I not allowed to talk about it now? Have you ever been to Nazi Germany? Are you allowed to have feelings about them?
You can't time travel, but you can.
Well, right.
But you can travel.
Okay, but so what? So what's the point? Like,
no,
okay.
I find that
lots of people have been there and agree with me, and lots of people have been there and agree with you.
Yeah, but
so
if
I don't
you're
know
going to
what
spend a year and a half talking about a place, you should at least do the courtesy of visiting it.
All right. I just think this is a non-argument.
You don't
but
think?
Okay. No, I think it's a non-argument.
But if you're an ex,
well, you have to go and touch the ground.
No, I think you have to see. I think it's a good idea to see stuff, particularly if you spend a career talking about something. Yes, I have a journalistic rule of trying never to talk about a country, even in passing, unless I've at least been there.
This is one of the, I would say, one of the greatest nations on earth.
Certainly one of the great cultures of Earth.
Cultures, yes. The peoples of Iran.
Yeah. In the case of the revolutionary government in Iran, Tehran, when the Green Revolution in 2009 started in Iran, to Tehran and to Iran, and in pre-revolutionary Iran, Iranian revolutionary expansionism across the region. In Tehran, the revolutionary Islamic government in Iran, but Tehran is Iran, back off or are destroyed, which is the revolutionary government in Iran. The revolutionary government is the head of the snake. The Iranian revolutionary government, the mullahs in Tehran.
The sanctions are biting in Iran. The regime feels that. They're getting blamed for that by the people quite rightly. If sanctions were to keep going on, the Iranian regime could well see itself under the kind of pressure and with the kind of popular protests that we saw in 2009. The Iranian official press is saying that he didn't say that. But to Iran, the Islamic revolutionary government in Iran, the president of Iran, the supreme leader, like what Iran is doing to Tehran, Iranian government. I have a journalistic rule of trying never to talk about a country, even in passing, unless I've at least been there.
Castro is one of the most divisive figures of the last century, hailed as a revolutionary who stood up to the United States and condemned as a brutal dictator. To discuss this, we're joined by Richard Gott, author of Cuba, A New History, and Douglas Murray is a journalist for The Spectator and associate director of the think tank, the Henry Jackson Society.
For, health service improvements in Cuba, the Bay of Pigs in Havana.
Leaving Afghanistan early would create a terrible political vacuum in the country. The reasons why we're in Afghanistan in the first place seem to have been completely forgotten.
We have to also look at what we can do to bring Afghanistan back to some kind of state of normality, and of what failure on the Afghan side of the border would mean, not just for Afghanistan, but for Pakistan as well. Afghanistan has been returned to the pre-9/11 situation. The Taliban back in Afghanistan.
Well, with me now, the writer and journalist Douglas Murray, a critic of Islamic fundamentalism and the associate director of the think tank, the Henry Jackson Society. Do you think the West has not quite understood the significance of Syria?
In Syria and Syria in Congo, Somalia, Qatar, Turkey,
across Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen.
And the Russians, the Soviets.
I have a journalistic rule of trying never to talk about a country, even in passing, unless I've at least been there.